This video is about checkmates, and the current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to spot the continuation in this position. So here we're looking into checkmates for this level 3 advanced puzzles. And here we have to always look into any checks, captures, attacks, right? And the idea is that here we need to consider any pins that are happening in the position for this advanced exercise. And we can see that we have a few pins, right? Right now, the knight cannot move because of the rook attacking the king. Also, this pawn cannot really move anywhere because we have a bishop attacking the king through extra vision. So here we have to be precise with what we do, right? If we try to find some like checks with the knight and things like that, they can try to just move the king and things like that, but we can be precise as we can. And we're totally winning this position because we have a lot of pieces activated, right? But here we only have one move that just wins the game on the spot, and it's just a checkmate in one. And we have to find the move Queen E4 checkmate. And you may be thinking, wait, they can capture it, but they can't. They can't capture the queen because the pawn is pinned to the king, and they cannot capture it with the knight because the knight is pinned to the king. And now we see that along the diagonal, the bishop is covering the dark squares. In this position, we have the check, the pawn cannot move, the queen is covering these squares, and it's just checkmate in one. The current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to spot the continuation in this position. So here again, we have some checkmates in a few moves or sometimes one move. But in this position, we can see that the king is in the middle of everything, and we can try to be as precise as we can. And here we can consider a few options, right? But the best move in the position is actually just bishop e4. And you may be thinking, wait, what? They can just capture it, right? And yes, they can capture the bishop. What happens if they capture with this bishop here? Now we have bishop f4 checkmate. And we remember that all these squares are covered, so we cannot really capture the bishop with the bishop. So what happens if we capture with the rook? If we capture with the rook, then we have just queen d5 checkmate. Remember that our bishop is covering all these squares, the diagonal, and our queen just cover all this. So if we capture with the rook, we just have a checkmate in one again, right? So what happens if they capture with the king? If they capture with the king, we just have this move, rook e3 checkmate. The queen is covering this file, the diagonal, and now the rook is covering here. And the rook can go to e3 because the bishop is defending the rook. So in this position, if we find the move bishop e4, and the idea is that we just want to give some like a checkmate right now, right? They have to find the move, let's see, sorry, e6. They have to find the move e6 to try to like run away or something. But it's kind of hard to run away because here we just have the move queen f4 checkmate. So despite whatever they do, we have a checkmate in two in every position. Hopefully you were able to find that one. The current position is white to move. Try to find the best sequence in this position and write down your answer. You may stop the video now. We're able to find the continuation in this position. So here it's a very tricky position. I mean, hence it's an advanced exercise. So here the black pieces are winning unless we find just one sequence, and the white pieces here only have one sequence to win the game. Okay, because any other move that you find, you're losing by like -4, -5, -6, and more actually. So we just have to find the continuation of queen h6. Queen h6 is the winning sequence, and if you're able to find this move, here you're totally winning. Okay, so after queen h6, they would just capture your rook because you're, like threatening multiple things. First of all, you're just threatening checkmate here, right? And if they don't capture the rook here, let's say they do a random move, you can just capture the rook and that's just checkmate. But the idea of capturing this rook is like, now if you were to capture the rook here on f8, they can bring this rook back to defend the king, right? So let's look at this line. Like here you think it's a checkmate, but it's not, because the rook that capture your rook here can go back. Okay, so here after they find them on the move rook takes g3, we have to find this move. And it's not letting me. There we go. Bishop g6. Bishop g6 is a very tricky move, because if they don't do anything about it, right now your rook is hanging, but if they don't do anything about it, then you just have checkmate in 1. But the idea is that, again, we are threatening this rook here on f8. So here they would have to find, if they would have to find the move rook takes g6. What happens if they just capture with the pawn? Now just have checkmate in 1, right? And that's the idea. They cannot capture with the h7 pawn. That's why I have to capture back with the rook, right? And here they have the same idea. If we capture here, they can just retreat the rook there. But now we just capture the rook here on g6, and we're threatening checkmate in 1. And again, if they capture the pawn with the g pawn, you just have checkmate in 1 again.